All right. Okay. Let's see now, Suzanne. What you? Oh, god damn it! That's what I got left for water. I forgot to bring up. I forgot to bring up waters. I'm a very sensitive person. When something tragic like this happens to me, I don't know how to deal. I gotta meter it out. I can only have one swig because that's all I got for the stream. Hey Wolverine and Ty FBI agent Simon Pope, waifu Pennywise, Ocho Supersonic Licks, FBI agent Andrew Phillips here. Money in my mind. Joseph, CIA agent Sack, Nate the Great, Willie Plays, Joe, little baby. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun stream. I like to do these every once in a while. And as I always tell everybody right from the get-go, look, I don't I certainly do not have all the answers, but I've just been around a long time and I've experienced a lot of weird shit. So if anything's on your mind, anything troubling you, anything that you want to bring up, that this is one place where anonymity of the internet comes in handy. You can feel like you can talk about something without actually giving away who you are. But between myself and everybody else here, sometimes it's just a good place to come and unburden. And in the meantime, while we're waiting and seeing if anybody has anything they want to discuss specifically, we can talk about the usual ridiculousness I don't want to say ridiculousness anymore. They turn it into a TV show. Ruin that word on me. Although I wouldn't mind banging Chanel West Coast, though. Seems like she'd be a freak. Everyone else says SOS at work, send help. No, I spent too many years in the job in the working world. Everyone else, the 9 to 5 world. I don't want to go near it again. Oh, and happy birthday, Liam. No, that's no problem at all. Liam's birthday. You want to share with us how old? Because trust me, you don't have to be embarrassed because it ain't anywhere. I'll guarantee it ain't anywhere as close to mine. Hey, Morgan. Little baby says women stressing me out. That's a tough one because they do that to all of us. Yeah. And Morgan just went, don't start, because I didn't see Chrome in here yet till you let me Chrome and M yet. Oh wait, Lix is already here though, so yeah, shit, I didn't get by with it. I forgot about that. I did see Lix. Mom is killing Minecraft dogs right now. Hey, everybody's got to have a hobby. Goddamn dogs probably asked for it. Kate says, I'm getting ready for a huge speech for my We the People class in front of a number of judges, and my nerves are getting the best of me. Any advice? Ooh, that's tough for a lot of people. I mean, I'm not someone who, because I'm too much of an attention whore. I guess I never had really a problem with public speaking. Best thing to do is and it's too late for that now, but I'm sure you are. One of the things I find that will bring you the greatest amount of relief when public speaking is, are you prepared? Do you feel confident in what you've prepared and what you have to say? And if you have, and I mean, this is a self-reflection thing, you have to look at it yourself and say, look, I got this. As long as I know what I'm going to say, I'm going to be all right. And other than that, the best thing I can give you is, and it sounds simple, but trust me, Kate, it really does make a difference. Before you get out there, like 5 minutes or so prior, get yourself a few really good breaths, close your eyes, relax a little bit, just kind of zone out for a little.
Oh,
because
yeah.
anything that you've done to prepare for the speech, you've made your preparations. Last seconds are not for preparations. Last seconds are for clearing your mind and getting a clear and concise path to delivering. But if you're prepared, you'll be okay. Nervousness is to be expected. Don't let it overwhelm you. Again, just get some real good clarity, because the last thing you want to be doing right before you go out is torturing yourself over, am I prepared, and will I remember to say this, and did I remember to put that? It's too late for that now. You've made your preparations. Get yourself a good, clear mind to go out and perform in front of people with. Morgan says, I'm a woman and I stress myself out to the point of panic attacks, and so we Gucci. Well, I'm not clapping for your panic attacks, but thank you for letting me off the hook. Had my first one in a while the other day. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Morgan. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that I can't I can't even imagine how terrifying that's got to be. It's something I've never experienced. I'm not going to lie and say, "Oh, I know how you feel," because I've never experienced it. But I can't even imagine how, what people have described to me with panic attacks, how terrifying that a feeling that's got to be. Lick says, "Nah, I'm cool. I'm often forgotten." That's what my parents told me. Jesus Christ, Licks. Oh, that one hurt. That hurts. That's what my parents told me. Wait a second, but did they tell it to you when they had to open the cabinet under the sink where they made you sleep, like with me? That's where I learned that I can kick a mouse's ass if I have to, because you had to fight for the scraps. Oh, that's right, Philip's birthday. I did know that. Philip's birthday's coming right up, too. And I didn't even see earlier. Susan, don't fuck around. I don't want to. Guys, are you guys getting lag? Because I just saw in my feed here. Come on, Susan, don't be fucking screwing around today. I hate not getting notifications. Whack Anbu says, yeah. Yeah, no, the notification things are always tenuous at best. Yeah, you guys are getting the lag too, I see. All right, it seems to have cleared on my end.
Yeah.
KR Mickey. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. Okay, we're back. Yeah, I think it's funny lag came up. You guys will appreciate this. The lag haven't come up. Now, whenever there's lag, if you're in, I've mentioned this to you guys before, if I'm in my YouTube studio there when there's lag, immediately YouTube blames you, the broadcaster. Regardless of how strong my signal is, and it is typically really strong, they'll say, "Oh, you're not sending us enough information to get to keep your stream running smoothly." It's like, fuck you. I'm sending enough. Your server's fucked up. Why does it always have to be somebody else's fault? And it just irritates me. It's just one of those stupid little things. Hey, Ryan, that irritate me. Now, get this. Not only do they try and blame it on you when something goes wrong, when something goes right, they want to take credit. I was on my app the other day, and Arno, good to have you. I was on my app the other day, and they were saying, I just went into, because I don't check my statistics or any of that all that often. It's not something that's a big deal to me. I just come in here and enjoy being with you guys. I don't worry about the stats. So I just happened to poke around and want to see what we're doing for views and stuff like that. And I got a prompt in there that said, "Congratulations, your revenue for," I think it was the last 28 days or something, "is up, blah, blah, blah. That's because you've been being served more quality ads at a higher rate, blah, blah, blah." So in other words, they're taking the credit for it. Bullshit. Our revenue was up over the past 28 days simply because you guys have been very generous with super chats, period. That's it. I mean, I got the numbers in front of me. I can back that up. That's not my opinion. But because there's a positive going on, that revenue was up over the past 28 days, YouTube wanted to take credit for that. But when there's a lag in the stream, it's not their fault, it's mine. Fuck you, Susan. That one really got me. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. On both ends, you're gonna get us. Yeah, oh, well, yeah, that revenue is up because we're serving you more ads and blah, 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 better ads at a great rate. You might be serving me more ads. I really don't know if there is a difference. It's fairly insignificant. But over the last few weeks, you guys have been very generous with super chats. That's why we're up. And again, it's not my opinion. There's numbers there for it. They just piss me off. Morgan says, oh, talking about panic attacks. Imagine feeling a gaping hole in your chest and feeling like you can't breathe, nausea, shaking uncontrollably, just all around feeling out of control of yourself, literally incapacitates you. That's what I've had described to me, Morgan. I can't even imagine. I have so much empathy for you for dealing with shit like that. Wow, it's got to be frightening. I'm lucky in that I've got, and it was just a byproduct of the hypnosis for all those years. I'm lucky that I can go to, that self-hypnotic state because it's helped me a lot. I've never had a panic attack, but even in times of stress and stuff, because I can't even imagine it. Tom says, help, I can't stop getting an erection from your beautiful bald head. Well, there's nothing, I can't help you there. It happens. It happens all the time. I'm boned up. How tall I was? Just a little under 6 foot. Philip says, I'm leaving university to take courses as an electrician. Oh, very good. Everyone and their dog goes to uni these days. It's an oversaturated market as far as jobs go. I completely agree with you. The trades pay well. I'm smart and trainable. Philip, I agree with you 100%. That's why I don't. It actually, it's counterproductive. And, counterproductive is basically the definition of our current crop of politicians. But everybody's pushing, college. And college is great depending on what you want to do. There is nothing wrong with the trades. Not only is the money typically excellent, the benefits are across the board better. There's nothing wrong with the trades. You do not have to go to college after high school if your future plans are not in line with something that requires a college degree. Again, I worked as a truck driver and on road construction crews and for a local municipality for a career and had a great career. I made decent money. The benefits were far better than anything that I know of anybody in the white collar world. That drives me nuts. It's stupid and it's counterproductive to us as a society to say everybody needs to go to college because there aren't that many jobs to be filled. If you're just going to blanket say everyone has to have that college degree. And let's face it, a lot of things, a lot of quality careers you can have don't require any level of secondary education outside of learning that specific trade. Glick says, congrats, Curtis. You get to promote evil corporations for pennies. Yeah. It was so funny, Glick. It shouldn't irritate me because YouTube does stuff like that, but it did. It's like, you didn't fucking make the last 4 weeks more profitable than usual for the channel. The people that come to the channel did. Our community did. Jesus Christ, take freaking credit for everything, Susan. Icewave says, this is the best place to relax in your Discord. Is great. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Icewave. Thank you, Curtis, and your great crew for making me feel welcome. Jack contacted me the other day and said that you had joined up over at the Discord, and I'm glad. I wish I had time to spend at the Discord with you guys. I'm just so glad that people are finding something, a sense of community over there as well as what we have here. It does. It just makes me feel good. And yeah, and we've enjoyed having you, Icewave. You've been in the streams with us regularly and everything. I'm glad you're part of our crew. Oh, I know this is a serious topic, but Soder, I read the first sentence before I realized you were responding to Morgan, and Soder's first sentence was, at Morgan, haven't had a huge one in years now. I was like, oh man, yeah. I can sympathize. But yes, I know you guys are talking about panic attacks. I wasn't, but I haven't had a huge one in years of either. Imagine it's cotton where my heart is, but it feels heavy somehow. But the weight isn't pulling down, but inward with the obvious breathing part. That's frightening. Jesus Christ, I can't even imagine going through that. That's really scary. Morgan says, I dropped out of college and ended up with a better job than some people with master's degrees just because I work my company. And Morgan makes another good point. My sister, Morgan, my younger sister is a perfect example of that too. She has nothing but a high school education. And when she was like, her first job, because I used to give her a ride, was at a Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah. And from there, she got a job at a local car dealer. Well, she was cleaning up and doing stuff like that. Well, it didn't take her many years within the industry that she started learning more and more. She started moving up. And this is going way back now, over the last 20 some years, she's made a comfortable 6 figures or more because of what she learned in the industry. Her knowledge of the industry became marketable. with nothing other than her high school education, just what Morgan's outlining. So to put this pressure on kids that you got to go to college, and if a kid is saying, but I don't, there's nothing, there's no field
Oh,
that requires a college degree
yeah.
that interests me, you don't need to go to college. All you need to do coming out of high school is have a plan for what you want to do. And there are a lot of, hey, you can get a college degree in a lot of fields that aren't going to pay well. I mean, not that we don't need those people to fill those fields, but let's be honest. If you're going to go into social work or something like that, that's a really noble field and you're helping people, but it's not going to pay you well. So if your bottom line with a job is, if your bottom line with your work is not fulfillment but money, a lot of times college is not your best option. And Philip Streamboss. Dragon said, just got finished eating a spicy chicken sandwich and waffle fries for lunch. Oh, you guys know me, Dragon. I can't, if I ate that spicy chicken sandwich, I'd just be crying like a little bitch right now. I just go, it hurts. Waffle fries I would eat. I can't eat anything with spice. It's so, god damn. It's just, it's so sad. I mean, even mild, what most of you guys would consider a mild spice turns me into a puss. Rover says, going straight into trade has left me stable with good income, whilst my friends coming out of university are victim of minimal job opportunity because of the virus. That's what I'm saying. And again, I sometimes I hesitate to push this home too hard because I don't want to seem like I'm shitting on getting an education, a college education. I'm not. For some people, for Braxton, it's a perfect example. The fields he wants to go into, the computer-related fields, he needs a degree. He won't be able to work in the fields he wants to work in if he doesn't get that degree. But for someone like me, it's completely unnecessary. Completely. And I was happy. It's not like, oh, yeah, you worked that blue-collar job your whole life and you were digging ditches and, oh, that had to be terrible. I loved my job. Well, let's not go over it. I wouldn't say I love my job. On a bad day, I didn't hate my job. On a bad day, it was just like, oh, I don't feel like going to work, but never hated it. I liked a lot of the people I worked with. I liked the job I was doing. I like being physical. I like, working physically. And again, I told you guys, I took journalism courses, got a job at a newspaper, and I fucking hated it. Philip says, I don't have any earth-shattering dreams as far as life is concerned. I plan to find a nice girl, marry her, have a passel of kids, buy a house, and grow old. You don't need a degree for that. And that's a post I'd like to frame. The level, your success in life is not measured by how much money you make. It's measured by how happy a person you are. And what Philip said is that's just what I would. Yeah, I'm big on family. I had a job where I could spend a decent amount of time with my family. Even when I was working 2 jobs, I was able to juggle it to where I still had family time. I worked those second jobs so we could have little extra. So we could, we all love Disney World. We could go to Disney World once in a while. You could go out and eat here or there. And I was perfectly happy with it. Completely happy. I didn't need a college education. I didn't need to go into debt to do that. And I wouldn't have traded it for anything. It's all a matter of, and this is why they need to teach this in high school. Try and see as best you can at 17 and 18. It's difficult. What do you think you want to do? Don't worry about what other people are telling you need to do. What do you want to do? What do you want to be? Does the thought of the open road intrigue you? Do you want to be an over-the-road truck driver? Do you want to be a neurosurgeon? Yeah, you better get to college because I don't think they let you just work your way up in that field. But know what you want to do. Don't feel like you have to fit into a mold that is set by anyone else. Go after what you want. I like that post, Philip. And Morgan says, agree 100%. I just want to make enough to live comfortably and set a little aside. I want to have a couple of kids that are happy and healthy and grow old with my husband. That's all. And that's, to me, that's a dream life. And if along the way something comes up, and you never know what might. Hell, Morgan could be working around her house someday and find something in the marketplace that's missing. Obviously, if I knew what to put in here, I'd be rich.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an example. But maybe you'll be one of these people that's like, hey, you know what would make this job a lot easier if somebody made this, and you make that, and everybody else wants it, and you become a millionaire. Hey, that's great. But you know what? That happens rarely. If what you want out of life is to just get happiness, just be happy, what Morgan and Philip have both described there is happiness. I and you hear it all the time, and we see evidence of it all the time. Lots of people with lots of money who are not happy people. It is not the begin all and end all money. Don't get, and I'm not poo-pooing that either. We all like to have money, and money can provide a lot of things that are fun. It is not even close to being the most important thing, though. Kara Mickey says, I'm not going to pass this semester college. I've been taking prescription pain meds that wreck my memory, and they claim that's no excuse. Jesus Christ, and they don't get... See, and to me, now, Mickey is outlining something else that's an issue with, and I know it's hard to find alternatives, but it's an issue with education. Okay, well, I'm sorry, I don't know if you're male or female, but what Mickey is saying, you're taking pain meds that have an effect on memory. So the worst thing you can do while you're in school, because it's all test-based. And the reason I know that's not a good way to do things is because I am good at taking tests. So when I was in school, I'm one of these people that if you give me blocks of text, have me read it, and then give me a test on it, I'll pass it. And I can do it without learning what was in that text by word association. I can read something, get the overall impression of what I just absorbed, and then answer questions based on it. That doesn't mean I retain that knowledge. It means that I know that X plus Y in that text equals Z. And then you have people like my daughter who struggled with it, who work hard, who have a working knowledge of the subject, but freeze up during testing. And so she would not get the grades that were reflective of her knowledge because she didn't test well. And that's what you're describing right there, Mickey. Now, you've got an issue. You're taking a prescribed medication that's affecting your memory. If you're going to have, trust me, as somebody with short-term memory loss, if you're going to have short-term memory loss, you're kind of screwed when it comes to test taking. There's so many failings within the system of higher education. Some that are not their own fault, but are still failings. Chrome says, so Curtis, apparently YouTube will be putting ads on channels not part of the creator program and pocketing all the money. Looks like they'll be reducing the number of creators again. So, yeah, Chrome. Again, we know that is... YouTube's eventually going to set themselves up. Facebook just got put under scrutiny by 48 states filed suit against the way Facebook is doing business. That's, of course, over how they're monitoring what goes on in their site and their monopolies that they own. YouTube's going to get themselves there. Yeah, YouTube does a lot of things that are kind of sleazy. So how does that work? I understand it's their platform, but how much right does YouTube have to claim all the money on ad revenue from somebody else's creation? And I get that. And legally, they may have every right to do it. But does that seem fair? That because somebody else wants to make content and entertain people, and YouTube saying, well, you don't meet the qualifications for our partner program, but you know what? We're still willing to make some money off of your creation. I don't know, man. That seems a little dicey to me. Money on my mind says, go after what I want. I want you. That's an easy get. That one, you don't have to work hard at all. You got a donut. You're in. Jake says, as someone who was raised Catholic and currently an atheist, whenever I think of ceasing to exist, sometimes I am perfectly okay. Then times I have panic attacks and have to find a wall for support. Ooh, that's scary. I've read, Jake, that's a cause of panic attack for a significant number of people, is just the eventuality of what's next. As an atheist, also, I can say that, and I don't know how well this works for you, it doesn't panic me at all, because in just my belief system, it's nothingness. So while that's not comforting, like a belief system that says, there's a great beyond and something really special and cool beyond this, to me, it's like, and it might be an oversimplification, but for me, just strictly for me, Jake, it's like, I really believe it's nothing next anyway, so why worry about it? The way I look at it is I'm going to enjoy every moment I have of life as best as I can. And I mean this sincerely. I think this all the time, because when it's over, it's over. What a great run. What a fortuitous set of events took place to make this existence possible. So I don't want to waste it. That's the way I look at things. It's like, I want to have fun every place that I can. I want to, these streams are a good example. I stay up like this. This isn't an act. This is how I feel, because it's too short. Do you know all the things in my belief system of, a scientific beginning of how everything began? It was such an insane set of circumstances. We beat the odds. Bless you. Bless you. We beat the odds so dramatically to be here. What the hell? You don't want to waste it. You don't want to worry, because when it's all over, and again, just my belief system, and I'm not trying to impart this on anybody. I'm just talking to Jake about what he's talking about. But for me, it's like, and when it's over, it'll just be over. It'll be like before I was born. Nothingness. I don't know if that's of any comfort, but that's how I get through those things. Just for me. Philip, hey, thanks for the pussy pink sky. Magenta, you're out. It's pussy pink now. And right, of course, Magenta got kicked out just as I finally remembered the word. Philip says, I love to learn. Everyone here who's seen me post trivia knows that. Oh, yeah. Philip, like I said, I consider myself fairly decent at trivia. I wouldn't challenge Philip. That wouldn't end well for me. History is my favorite subject, but I don't want to build a career out of it. Writing academic papers doesn't make me happy. Sharing trivia with ordinary people makes me happy. Another good point, Philip, because that's what happened to me with journalism. I took those journalism courses because I like to write. But as a youngster, it didn't dawn on me that when the freedom within your writing is taken away, and it's, okay, your employer says, I want you to go write about this specific topic, which you might find mind-numbingly boring, but I want you to write about it anyway. It's like, no, this sucks. This isn't what I wanted to be Woodward and Bernstein out there doing investigative journalism and blowing the cover off of Watergate. I don't want to cover this Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. So I'm with you. Because your interest is in history, it's very common. I was going to say, it doesn't necessarily mean it's actually common for it to get ruined, that interest, if you make it your job. So I'm with you 100% on that. I've lived it. I completely agree with that. Sometimes your passions are best kept as your passions, and your work separate from that. Unicorn Blood, Sky Morgan says. Jack says, here we go. For any of you who don't know, because we do get a lot of new people in here all the time, there has never been a greater source of consternation. There was never a bigger war within the framework, and we've been streaming on YouTube for a lot of years. There has never been a bigger war than over what we would designate the color of the $50 donation. And when all was said and done, the survivors, those who weren't dead on the battlefield, came to the conclusion it was magenta, but then they changed the shade a little bit. And it was a much smaller skirmish where we went from magenta to pussy pink, but it was still a skirmish nonetheless. Mickey says, my classes are mostly written work like discussions and essays, but due dates are hard to keep track of and my motivation isn't there right now. I couldn't walk until late October, making it hard to care. Oh, sure, I understand that, Mickey. I don't know if that's a possibility for you. Is it possible for you to put off your studies for a few semesters or something? I don't know what illness you're battling, if it's something that's going to be a continual battle for you, or if it's something that you should be able to get on top of at some point. Is that a possibility? Because I'm agreeing with you. I mean, if you're dealing with health issues to that degree, it's got to be really difficult to keep your focus on a full class load in college. So I don't know. I don't know because I don't know the particulars of your situation. That seems like it'd be best if it was possible for you is to just walk away from it for a little while, and then reattempt entering the collegiate or the academic world when you feel like your footing is better. Chrome says my knowledge is more specialized. I've got a firm enough knowledge of digital and 3D art. Yes, you do. Some anime history, cooking, science, and tech. Also solid enough prediction abilities. If I had solid enough prediction abilities, I'd be down at the casino more often than I am. So my prediction abilities are haphazard at best. Yeah, your digital and 3D art. Well, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, Chrome, if you look at any of our headers around the Goosh or the channel or anything, Chrome made that. Chrome made the intros we use at the YouTube channel as well. So needless to say, her 3D art skills are excellent. Mr. Badland says, I'm 50-50 on there being a God. On one side, the possibility of us being here is so slim that there must be a God, right? Yep. But on another side, how can there be a God if nothing can come from nothing? Yeah, you're in that ultimate conundrum there, Mr. Badlands. I get where you're coming from. See, I'm one of these, it seems like there's so many things that I agree or am in life, and yet it's almost a detriment because I don't like a lot of the people who are in there with me. And being an atheist is one of them because, and again, this is just a generalization. I know not everybody's like this, but so many atheists are complete douchebags to people that have a religious belief. And I don't get that. I mean, okay, I don't believe there's a supreme being, but that lack of belief doesn't make me smarter than anyone else. And to me, if you think that because you're an atheist and you don't believe in God, you're somehow smarter than anyone else, it's pretty much evidence that you're not all that bright. Because what does a belief... Because, trust me, I believe in the scientific theory, but you're making a leap of faith there, even as an atheist, because we don't know for sure that any of that is true. We don't even know that the Big Bang occurred 100%. We have good scientific basis to believe it, but it is not a given, no matter what someone tells you. And I'm a believer. I'm a believer in the Big Bang. So I've always said I'm an atheist, but I hope I'm wrong. I'd like to think because my family, the people that are close to me, the people that I love, have a healthy religious belief, have a faith. And I hope there's something really cool and better for them. It's just not what I believe. I just don't understand that need by so many atheists to be dicks about their belief or lack of belief. For me, Jake says, that's how I typically look at things, but those panic attacks happen throughout processes I've had many, many times with no issue, so it's hard to put into words as to why it happens. That's rough, Jake. That's rough. The only thing I can give as advice there, and again, it's because it's worked for me, is just trying to get a handle on, as I've told you guys before, that state of quick self-hypnosis where you basically it's basically meditation. The reason I don't call it meditation is because meditation has a certain connotation to it, that it's somehow spiritual. It's not spiritual, it's physical what you're doing. It's an actual physical process that you can access your brain and you can basically hide within your subconscious. We can all do it. And again, I've done it so often, I can get into that state like boom, 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 boom. And that's the only advice I can give you is if you can keep practicing that, it helps me. That's the only reason I even advise it. If I feel myself getting stressed or something, and with me, or if something's really irritating to me, where it's like, because you guys know when I get pushed to a certain degree, I can be a problem. And I'll go there, and it's just like, you get those couple of deep breaths, and I see that nice dark tunnel, that comfort, and it's like, okay, relax a little, and it works for me. Zeno says, hey Curtis, I see so many people struggling with panic attacks, and I wrote something up from my experience to help me. May I post a link, please? Absolutely. I don't have a problem with you posting a link at all, Zeno. I'm just trying to think. Didn't you guys tell me how could Zeno get the link to me so I can post it for him? Because you're more than welcome to post the link, Zeno. I just don't know if you can in here, but you're more than welcome to post it if it's just something. Yeah, like I say, the only thing I don't have links go up to opinion pieces or stuff like that. But if it's something that you found helpful in those situations, somebody else can read and take in and see if it can help them. Absolutely. We just got to figure out how to be able to do it. Or if you want, you can post the link like spaced out, like the www, don't put the dot space and then the rest of the link or something like that. I'll fix it for you and repost it. But yeah, something like that, I have no problem with you guys posting a link to anything like that. Dragon says, as a Christian, this is how I look at things. If I'm wrong, at the end of the day, I've lost nothing. And a lot of people, there's a, Philip will probably know it. Dragon took over Stream Boss. There's a specific term that covers exactly that feeling or that take, Dragon, and I forgot what it is. I don't remember it. Well, not just Philip. I'm sure many of you may know it. But as Dragon says, the idea that belief in God is a no-lose situation. And it's true, it is a no-lose situation. But there's a specific term for that, and I can't remember what that term is. Yeah, Lick says, or send it to a mod. Yeah, again, Zeno, if you can get the link to us in any form, stuff like that. But I do appreciate people asking before they post a link like that. But yeah, you're more than welcome to do that. So, Facebook, yeah. Let's see. Okay. So it's just a paste bin with some of Zeno's experiences. Yeah, something like that. I have no problem. I don't think agnostic is that state, Ty. I get what you're saying. An agnostic is somebody who, but there's a specific. I don't know how. I'm not explaining it well either, Ty. There's a specific term for those who have that agnostic belief for that reason, because it's a no-loss situation. I can't think of what it is. See, Chrome's with me. I don't believe in God, but I hate other atheists. The first people that come to mind when I think atheist is the amazing atheist, that fat neckbeard with a banana fetish and cringe words. Yeah, that's where I am too, Chrome. They annoy the fuck right out of me. And again, the most important people in my life are religious. So I've got nothing. Again, I'm hoping I'm wrong. I hope there is that whoever that that supreme being is probably not gonna be happy with me, but that was my own accord. If it'll work out well for my wife, my son, and people like that around me, I hope I'm wrong. Philip says, I honestly admire people who have faith. I agree. I'm way too cynical to be a believer. Yeah, that's pretty much where I am, Philip. Regular doubting Thomas. Was raised Catholic. Me too. Much to the horror of my Presbyterian grandmother, currently agnostic. Yeah, I just... And see, well, when we were little, we went to Catholic church, and then my mother was always Catholic. She had some issues with the way the Catholics did things. And so then I think it was Methodist we were going to for a while or whatever. But as I got older, for me, it was just a simple thing of I don't feel it. I don't see it. And as I learned more and more about the scientific premise of how everything came to be, that made more sense to me. It just makes sense. That's all. Again, I got nothing against anybody in their religion. It's not for me. Iceway says, do you think atheists want to save you with truth or destroy religion for their own vanity? Well, I think a lot. Yes. Iceway, I think arrogance and vanity is a lot of it with a lot of atheists. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. And because, and I like the way you put that. And I do think some of them think they're going to save them with their truth. Well, those people who have religious beliefs don't need to be saved.
Yeah.
So they've got religious beliefs. As Dragon pointed out, if they're wrong, so what? So they'll go off into the great nothingness when they die instead of into the next eventuality, whatever it may be. I just don't understand the need that so many atheists have to demean people who have a faith. I don't get that. It makes no sense to me. How are they hurting you? Wolverine says, check my last 2 posts. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can grab Wolverine's posts. Okay, that was once. I'm agnostic. I don't believe in any specific deity. Deities cannot be scientifically proven or disproven. The only deities I will go out of my way to not believe in is the Indian pantheon. I was forced into the culture when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I have an insane distaste for the culture. I just like the religions and the food, but that's my issue. Oh, okay, I got you, Wolverine. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Mickey says, getting better slow, but re-app would suck because bad grades. Oh, possibly. I live at home with rents under pressure. I haven't found a job yet. I'm 23. That's rough, pal. Yeah, you're in kind of a between a rock and a hard place. Well, let's look at it from this perspective then. Are there fields outside of academia or where you would need an academic background? Are there fields that interest you? I mean, are there trades that would interest you? And like I said, I was just use myself as an example because I know my own life experiences. I love being a truck driver. I absolutely enjoyed it. Loved operating heavy equipment. I loved all that stuff. Are there things like that that interest you? That might be, if I were you, I'd be looking now. I'd be looking at all the fields that are out beyond the reach of needing education and see what's out there that maybe is of interest to you.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly it, Dragon. I believe the term you're looking for is Pascal's wager. Yes, that's what I was trying to come up with. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's exactly what I was looking for. Yep, Pascal's wager. Yep, I knew one of you guys would know that. Black Master Joe says, "What if God has a sixth sense of humor? He'd love us." You got a good point, Joe. If God's sense of humor is twisted and stuff, we're going to heaven by default. He's gonna like, you guys. God damn it, you did a lot of, or me damn it, you did a lot of fucking up. But you know what? I like you guys. Come on. Oh, here's Zeno's link. Okay, Chrome's got it. Okay, let me open it in a new window. I'll take a look at it, then I'll post it too. Textual emotion, or its logical part. The logical part must shut down with the logical, everything. Yeah, I like that. I mean, I'm just glancing through it. I like that. I was just not liking their voice. Yeah, I that's perfectly fine with me. All right, let me copy that and I'll post it. Now here's the link Zeno was talking about. It's just from a quick perusal, looks like a good read. And there you go, guys. For those of you who want to check it out, that's it's Zeno's writing regarding panic attacks and how he dealt with them. Ice Ray says, with how screwed up we can get as a people, and we're supposed to be made in God's image. Yeah, no. Yeah, really. Yeah, good point. Yeah. That's the thing that gets me though, in society in general, and I think you guys will agree with me. There's just too much of everybody worrying about what somebody else is doing. Who gives a shit? If it doesn't affect you directly, who cares? And it even goes beyond. I'm a supporter of the LGBT community. Always have been for some time. I have a lot of friends who are gay and always have been. But now sometimes I've had to take issue with them because they get a hard on for everybody with a religion because they say, well, they all discriminate against us. Well, that's not true either. And the thing of it is, if somebody's religion tells them that they think that homosexuality is wrong, they're entitled to that opinion. Now, if they decide to take an action on that and try and deny gay people their basic human rights, then we have a problem. But I know a lot of religious people, my wife included, who doesn't believe that at all. And it doesn't matter what her religion says. She's still an independent thinker. She can believe in God and still feel that her organized religion is wrong about a topic. And she has, because, again, her and I both have a lot of friends and people that are very important to us in life who happen to be gay in the LGBTQ community. So she can still keep her faith because my wife will be the first to tell you, just because she is a Catholic doesn't mean that she thinks that everything the Pope believes is 100% on point, and she's not afraid to buck them. So I've had conversations with some of my gay friends online about just that. It's like, that's an unfair thing to say too. Well, all Christians or all Catholics, let's say, are assholes because they want to deny me my rights. No. Just because their organization may have said something you don't like doesn't mean that everybody down to the individual level believes that same thing. Big Green says, I only believe in the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Well, I'm an ordained minister in the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, and I apologize for not remembering who it was. One of you guys did it for me. I've got the... I don't remember where I have it. But I've got the paperwork. Somebody put in the information for me and paid for it for me and everything to make me an ordained minister in the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Well, I have two churches now because I did it through another online church as well. When, well, as a matter of fact, we're talking about the gay community. I told you guys I had just done a wedding for a lesbian couple, friends of ours, and I was the man. I was the minister. I don't think God, if God is up there, I don't think he was particularly happy that day, probably. Muhammad says the fact that Christians hate homosexuality is hypocritical since their religion is about love and compassion, right? But what you have to be careful with, Muhammad, is just what we're talking about there. There are religions that deem homosexuality as evil and deem it as the wrong thing, blah, blah, blah. Because someone is a member of that religion, it's just like being a member of a political party. Doesn't mean you believe everything they do down the line. There are a lot of people in Catholic religion, whatever, because I know them, who have a deep faith, believe in God, and they like the brotherhood of the religion. And they like that, that coming together to worship their deity. That doesn't mean they go down the line, and again, I can give you actual cases of it, with everything that the church decrees, because people like my wife still are aware it's still men, it's still humans that are making those decrees, not God. So her belief system is that God doesn't hate gay people. So again, anytime you get into big generalities, it's not going to work out well because it's not going to cover everyone. But yes, I do think it is hypocritical for those. I agree with you on that aspect. It is hypocritical to say love all people and then go, yeah, except for you because you're a dude and you want to touch other dudes' penises. Who cares? But so that part I'll give you. I agree with that. Mickey says, I believe in God but not religion. The Bible could have been mistranslated so easily. For example, it's likely Elvi said, man shall not lie with boy. Yeah. Oh, Leviticus. Okay. Yeah. That's another point of contention too. And think of how many holy books are out there. I mean, aside from the Bible. Yeah. And we know how writings in the real world have gotten misconstrued over the years. Can you imagine that many centuries ago? Yeah, and that's kind of a reflection too, Mickey, on what I was just talking about with my wife. Because she's Catholic, doesn't mean she's a robot. It means that she, this is the religion that she joined and she chooses to worship within the world of that religion. It doesn't mean that she believes right down the line everything that the men in power in that religion decree. It's a scary thing whenever you're willing to take what any person or group of people say and just blindly follow it. That's scary, and that's not my wife. Dragon says, while I may disagree with the LGBT community, I also follow the teachings of the Bible, one of which is not to judge others. There you go. Dragon's another example. And see, to me, that's the dividing line. And I've had this conversation with gay friends of mine before, and sometimes it gets a little heated, is I think if somebody doesn't approve of the gay lifestyle, they have the right to not approve of that from a personal standpoint. No further than that. I don't think they have a right to legislate against them. Even the fact that so many of them fought about the idea of gay marriage, they can fight against it all they want. But eventually, exactly what happened will happen is enough of us are here that do approve of it and will overcome them. And it will become the law of the land. And you're welcome to still think that it's wrong, but it's the law of the land now and they can get married. So that's how it works out. But you can't tell people you can't believe a certain way. I just don't believe in that. You can't. We are under no requirement as humans to be completely understanding of what some other human does. We just simply don't have to be. Zeno says, TLDR is anxiety is illogical in its conclusions, so slap that crap with what you know to be true and fight with true logic. The attack will die. Well, that's where I come from a lot with that too, Zeno. Because I get asked that, because again, I'm upbeat almost all the time. And it's basically Brax. How often in our lives together, and we've been joined at the hip since he was born almost 21 years ago, how often have you seen me in a down mood?
Not very often, though.
Yeah, what, under 1%?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. But that's where that comes from. And it comes from him. It comes from my wife. It comes from the fact that I'm happy in this life that I have here, and the fact that I'm aware that life is too short to spend it not looking to be happy. Why would you look to for the downsides? It's too much better to look for the upsides. But that's how I get through a lot of the stuff I do. Is just what you're talking about here. When I feel something that I know is not based in reality or in fact, I do the same thing. I try and counter it with, well, that's not the case. So let's get some logic involved here. And sometimes it helps to get you through. Psycho Schizo says, I did sell my soul to a succubus, Curtis. That's understandable. I was a cuck 3 years ago and it ruined my life because I kept hearing voices and seeing shit. I experienced it to this day. Meds won't help neither. I sell your soul to at least you had a soul to sell. As a redhead and an asshole, I never had one to begin with. Damn, I'm late. Only because I caught the Rona. Barry says, "Oh, did you test positive, Barry's? God damn it, they got. I'll be. Well, I think it's I think it goes without saying. I'll be so glad when this shit is over, when it's gone. God damn. Yeah, Barry's. We got a pussy pink sky. Philip came through with us. Willie says the Bible is a collection of stories and God's teaching is interpreted by mankind, and mankind isn't always right. Exactly. That's where I'm at with. It's a good point, Willie. That's just what I'm talking about. Like I say with my wife, because she's a Catholic doesn't mean that she right down the line just accepts everything that the men at the top of the Catholic religion tell her to accept. Because again, they're still just dudes. Kaiser says, I've always struggled with focus issues, even for stuff I enjoy. It leads to procrastination that affects me. I mean well in studies, but I can find it can be a struggle. I can understand that, Kaiser. You know what's funny too is, for me, I guess that could be focus. As I've told you guys, the good example for me is I used to enjoy playing chess. Well, as I've gotten older, I can still, I can't 100% identify because I can still focus. If somebody wanted, if I wanted to play a round of chess, I can do it. I can sit there however long it takes and keep my focus on the game. I prefer not to. I want things to keep moving.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I lost interest in chess. I want to play a game. Chess. I never lost interest in chess. You guys know that. You guys watch the anime reactions with me. You know that. I never meant to say that. But that's why I lost interest in chess. Even something like, I'd rather play Call of Duty, no matter how bad I suck, and have something that's fast-paced and moving and I'm getting shot every 2 seconds than I would sit down and have to really dig into focusing on it. It's boring to me. Dragon says, if the Boston Marathon taught us one thing, it's that some lines just shouldn't be crossed. That's awful. That's terrible. The thing is, I can't even say I'm ashamed of you, Dragon, because that was pretty funny. Chat just glitched out. Did it, Wolverine? I wasn't watching my feed here. Yeah, it had a little problem early. It seemed to be gone. Jake says, my mom would rather believe in God and be wrong than not believe and be wrong. Personally, I have a hard time believing in a deity that saves followers, but not people who are generally good. Yeah, that's a decent point too, Jack. It's like, and that's another thing I've heard tell is that we having a deity that if you fully believe in him, you will be saved, and if you have doubts about it, fuck you. Well, it's like I'm kind of in the camp that then it's like, all right, then fuck me, I guess. Chrome says, so how hyped are you for Evo? Very. Just realized you're only 2 weeks away, so since you're ahead, you'll be there soon. Yeah. Watching wise, Chrome, I just went halfway through Interspecies Reviewers today. It's 12 episodes. I just did 6 today, so yes. 6 more episodes of that, and then on to Evo. Or no, wait, no, I'm on the wrong one. I'm sorry. No. I'm thinking of the wrong one. Interspecies reviewer is at the $1 level. Um, yes, Epo is after. I'm trying to remember what episode of here, I'll tell you what number episode I watched today of Seven Deadly Sins. It was 18. Is the one I just watched today. So yes, it's coming right up. I was thinking about that during the day today. I am hyped for Epo. Barry says, went to a game night with friends and turns out one of their parents was asymptomatic but didn't know. Oh, shit. So the friend came and spread it to me, other friends in our families. Worried my mom will get it. Oh, sorry to hear that, Barry's. God damn it. Jeez, I'll be so glad this fucking thing is gone. Having a loving family sure helps. Oh, absolutely, Ice Wave. I feel for people that don't have that fortune in their lives. Yeah, Johnny, I'm with you there. I can't understand why people would believe a fairy tale saying that gay people who are attracted to the same sex naturally, they can't help it, are hellbound. That's retardation. I'm with you on that. I don't even understand why someone would necessarily have to believe that that's an evil thing. Again, not hurting any of us. It's not hurting you. Why do you care what they do? The only thing I've said I don't understand about being gay is I don't want to play with another penis because I got one. I want to play with shit that I don't have. You know, hell, I can play with this little thing anytime I want. I don't go out and find some of the stuff you girls got because I ain't got that. I don't want to touch it. That's all. Yeah, I'm working on reviewers right now, Big Green. Oh, it's fun. Well, you guys will see when you see the reaction video. The one thing that became apparent to me right away, right from episode 1 of Interspecies Reviewers, was when we talk about anime worlds that you want to live in, that's right at the top of my list. Yep, I want to be a reviewer. I can finally use that journalism education I got. Rick says, I'm kind of agnostic. I have no problem with believing in God. I actively enjoy a lot of the religious stories and texts. It's just too big of a commitment for a gamble like that. I understand. That's true. Being a true agnostic. Yeah, absolutely. Valor says, what is it? Hey, Curtis, you look too old for your age? Oh, I look older than I actually am? Oh. Valor, thanks for coming in. It's a shame that I got to get rid of you now. No, I'm only kidding. What a shame your stay was short-lived. Johnny says, I'm with you. Schlongs are hideous. Yeah, well, that's my thing. And again, I appreciate the gay community. The way I've always looked at it is every guy that's out there looking for other dudes is one less in the competitive pool of guys out there looking for girls. I can, trust me, with this face, I can use all the lesser competition I can get. Anybody that wants to back out of the pool, good for you.
Oh, yeah.
Philip says, Calvinists believe that everyone is preordained to go to heaven, or to hell or heaven from birth. Going by that, I'm going to hell anyway, so why worry? Yeah, if they're right. Oh, yeah, Philip. I'd never heard that. That's kind of cool. There's no doubt about where my preordination was. No question. It's a done deal. Whatever's after reviewers, Chrome's talking about what's after reviewers and Seven Deadly Sins. Yeah, I've got some ideas. I'm going to leave that one as a surprise too. I think I know what it's going to be. I haven't decided 100% yet, but I think I know what's coming after reviewers. Looks says he's like 17. What are you on about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Em says, laugh my ass off, too old for your age. That's what I took that to mean, Em. That I look older than I am. And that may well be true, but I can still be a bitch about it when somebody says it. Timothy, Stream Boss. Were you watching it at reviewers? The thing is, Timothy, I make it a policy. I never give out links to unofficial release points, and there is no official release point to interspecies reviewers. So I had to go into the depths to find that one to watch it. So, but I try not to promote any links that are not from official release points. It's very, very rare. I think that's only the second series I've watched that isn't from one because it just does not exist. Because I belong to all of them. There are no official release points that has it. That has the show now. Let's see. Jack Queen said, I don't respect or appreciate the gay community. They're just people living their lives. I'll judge individually based on their words and actions and level of attractiveness. I'm just a man. Well, I won't say I don't respect. Well, I'll put it this way. I'm in agreement with you, Jack. I respect members of the gay community exactly the same way I would as members of the cis community or any community. I give a certain, I think, a certain level
Oh,
of base respect to
yeah.
anyone until they show me that they aren't deserving of it. But that's like you say, that doesn't have anything to do with their sexual preference or anything. That's just a human thing. Tempest Gaming says, now guys, am I wrong? Now Tempest Gaming, it looks like the orange one changed a little in tone too, didn't it? That's not exactly the same color it used to be, I don't think. But Tempest Gaming says, I finally got first job and can give you what you deserve for years of amazing content. Well, thank you. I appreciate it, my friend. And congrats on the job. Also, in Luke versus Harry, Yoda's second line, McClunky, means this is the end of you. In Huttese, said by Greedo and OT and Sebulba in prequel. Really? I didn't know that. I thought it was just, McClunky was just kind of a goofy word he had thrown together to throw a stone at him. I didn't know it actually had a meaning. This is the end of you. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that. Huh. See I knew that some things were gonna, as I told you guys in the video, that some things were gonna pass by me because not having watched the Harry Potter movies. But that I never would have guessed. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I apologize for that, my friend, but I just make it a policy never to share links that aren't official release points. That's why you'll see at the Goosh, I always put, at the bottom of the description, I always put I watch fill in the blank, whatever it is I watch One Piece at Verve, and then give the link. But there's no link there because I just don't link unofficial release points. But trust me, I searched everywhere. I'm shocked. Well, I shouldn't say shocked because of the content of interspecies reviewers. There are a lot of places that are just, they're not going to host it. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
It originally was on Amazon Video.
Amazon Video, right? I read that somewhere, buddy, and then Prime dropped it, and then there was none left. Yeah, I did see that. M says, "What's this about super chat colors now?" Tempest Gaming's post there. That orange the tint looks off a little, isn't it, Em, or is it just me? Because we all know I'm a little off, but it kind of struck me when his post came up. I don't know. It looks like the top part is a little darker than it was. And the bottom part is more creamsicle. I love creamsicles. I just like talking about junk food, basically. I don't know, man. Crazy old Curtis, the super chat colors never change. Now, I got to admit, though, Big Green, when I first saw that difference in magenta, the gang there did back me up. Now, what I'm wondering is if there was just something off in YouTube land that day, because it wasn't, after that, it wasn't as noticeable to me. I thought maybe I'd just gotten used to the new color. But then some other people even backed me up and said, no, there was something weird that day. But it's not as, this orange one, I'm not sure if I'm right. The pink one, the magenta one, when it came up that day, it looked nothing like what I'd been seeing. Johnny says, I think I saw Jesus at an anti-nail gun protest. Let's see. Mama, I like that. To anyone who needs help, just remember you survived 100% of your worst days. Good point. You'll make it through a lot more. Do not pray for easy lives, my friends. Pray to be stronger men. Hey, JFK Black Ops. That's good stuff, Mamas. I like that.
John F. Kennedy?
Huh?
Wasn't that JFK who said that line?
That's what he said, yeah. Yeah, JFK in Black Ops 1.
Yeah, no, he said that in the Zombies game mode.
That's good. I like that. I like that a lot. Genorse says, just dropping by to let you know your reactions and laughs helped me through some hard times. I appreciate it. Keep it up. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And if hanging out with us helped any of you in any way, again, I'm honored by that. I appreciate that. Chrome says, so are either you or Brax interested about the Game Awards tomorrow? apparently Brie Larson will be a presenter. This is going to be a train wreck, and I'm worried by some of the rumors. I didn't even know about it, to be honest with you, Chrome. It's not something I'm way into. Are you going to watch the Game Awards tomorrow, Brax?
Maybe.
Brax is like mildly interested. I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't even know about it until you just told me. Let's see. Barry says, and my mom already has several pre-existing medical conditions, which Rona can complicate more. Yeah, I'm hoping she didn't pick it up. So I'm locked up in my room, isolated away from her. Only good part is 24/7 room service. Yeah, it really varies. I hope all works out well for all of you, particularly with your mom. I hope she certainly doesn't pick that up. Chrome says, yeah, Funimation are idiots for buying the license without knowing what it was. Absolutely. I've actually seen the manga in stores. They keep it plastic wrapped for a reason. Oh, do they? That's not surprised. Having watched it now, I think it's funny as, well, you guys know my sense of humor. I think it's funny as hell. And again, listen, that was my background, my education was in writing. They're living my dream life. God damn. And some of the species they come across, literally, the species they come across literally are just some of the best. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna have to pack it up for today. Thank you very much for the stream, and again, thank you guys for when we have these streams for, when people do have something they want to talk about or something they want to get off their chest or something they want advice with. Thank you guys so much for all of you guys contribute in, and everybody kicks in with their own little personal experiences and just from the feedback I've gotten from people, it seems to be a little bit of a help to a lot of different people over the times we've been doing these. So again, huge appreciation to all of you. It will never stop amazing me that we can have these streams almost daily with a significant number of people that pass through here and very little in the way of douchebaggery. That's a credit to all you guys. So that's pretty cool. But it is Wednesday.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
We know that. Oh, let's see that. Okay, that was an old one of Dragons, or wait, we got a new. Okay, let me just grab Dragons' tweet first. Last week you said the Steelers are not a very good undefeated team. A few days later they lost. Yeah, Dragon, I'd like to say that I was a soothsayer in that one. I was a predictor of the future, but they're just not that good. And you knew their luck had to run out at some point. I will say also that I will be surprised if they don't lose at least one more game the rest of the way. And I would be willing to bet money that they'll lose 2 of their final games. They're just not really that good. Mickey says, on the topic of age, my dad got tons of teasing about the woman he brought to his reunion. My mom is 3 years older. Dad is 60. Mom is 63. Well, my wife and I switched, Mickey. When we first got together, my wife will admit to you, I had a baby face at the time. And we were in our early 30s when we first started going out. And I looked younger than I was. And she used to get that a lot. She's like, from her friends and stuff, busting her balls about cradle robbing. And now that we've gotten older, I think, in honesty, I think I look my age. I don't think I look older. I don't think I look younger. I look about 60. I think that's accurate. But my wife definitely looks younger than she is now. So it reversed on me. God damn it, I hate when things like that go against me. But again, thank you guys again for help, for just making these streams so much fun, and in this case actually making these streams helpful and stuff. Hi Razor. I really appreciate it a lot. Now, again, it's Wednesday sticky stuff. Wednesday's just like a meh day. You're halfway through the week, but you still got a lot yet to do and everything. But today's sticky stuff, it's trash night for me. I have to take out the garbage, and I just took it out and put it at the curb. So I mixed in a little with the sticky stuff. Now you're like, who wants garbage in their sticky stuff? Well, it's an adventure. Who knows? Yeah, it came right from the kitchen trash. So it could be some of the residue from the hot wings Spaz Kid had the other night. It could be some residue from some frozen burritos that I ate. It could be residue from that accident I had with the pussy sore, and I put but anyway, there's just a little sprinkling of trash in this sticky stuff. I think it makes an adventure. Now, for those of you less adventuresome, you might want to skip the official sticky stuff fanny pack. I say go for it. See what you pick up in it. Here, there's sticky stuff, pampu, 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 sticky stuff for you. Little bits of refuse in it. Sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you. It's like a treasure hunt. treasure. Yeah. Because we'll bang, okay? Flash is like buggy. And as always, most importantly, and it's never garbage. Goosh, 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 goosh. Ooh.